These are the results to our final questionnaire for our ancillary product, the radio. To our first question, do you think radio adverts are most successful with or without music? This question seems to have split our voters, with neither answer standing out as stronger than the other. This gives us the chance to influence this decision in the direction we think most appropriate. Radio trailer without music sounds very boring. We have decided to enforce the idea to include music in our adverts. We have also considered the importance of music in our radio trailer for our audience. We believe in maintaining a cohesive campaign through choosing a soundtrack to include throughout both radio and documentary productions. We think it's best suitable to alter a current soundtrack for the soundbed to attract our younger female target audience. Let Her Go being perfect, as it is not only in the charts but it also focuses on a female. Chart music being predominantly playing on the stations the majority of our target audience listen to. Our second question, which type of sound do you think best accompanies radio adverts? We want to make our radio advert recognisable by creating our own version on a current soundtrack. We've decided to choose Let Her Go by Passenger. We believe something upbeat to be most appropriate, therefore we will speed the soundtrack up a little, and since this is a popular choice with the voters, we have decided to make the final decision to use this as the soundbed for our trailer. To avoid copyright issues, we will appropriate an acoustic version played on guitar by our artist in our chosen soundtrack. As well as this, to avoid confusion over the voice of God in the radio trailer, we may use an acoustic soundtrack played without lyrics. For our third question, do you think music should play all the way through the advert or introduce and conclude the advert only? We agree with our voters on this decision to only play music at the beginning and end of the advert, as we don't want our audience to become distracted by the sound rather than listening to key information being the sole purpose of the trailer. This also connotes a return to the equilibrium, suggesting a hopeful connotation to conclude our narrative. Our fourth question, should there be multiple people speaking in the advert? We've decided towards this answer with a yes, as our initial ideas include a voice of God as well as the news subject speaking in the trailer, creating a narrative which mirrors the narrative of our main production of the documentary. As well as these two voices, we will also use clips taken from our documentary to promote the product to the audience through real evidence. Our fifth question, should our advert feature content from our documentary itself, or should it mainly focus on delivering information regarding the basis, the channel showing, and the showtime? This is a confirmed decision which we have decided to stick with the voters on by including beds of the documentary in our radio advert. This makes our campaign cohesive as well as creating social integration according to uses and gratifications, as our audience will hear the radio trailer and talk about it, promoting our documentary further. Our sixth question, which times do you most commonly listen to the radio? As predicted, the most popular times for listening to the radio are morning and afternoon. Most evidently, these time periods will be whilst driving to and from school or work, which is something we must bear in mind when deciding when to show our advert. Next question, which radio station do you listen to the most? Most of our audience listen to Radio 1, which confirms our decision to show our advert on Radio 1. This radio station is appropriate as it follows similar values to us by featuring a variation of content to keep the audience entertained, as well as keeping up to date with current issues and topics through the news programmes, as they are also keen to inform and educate.